When they take up these other softer positions, then the people that legitimately hold those softer positions, they end up feeling mind. And I don't even blame those people for feeling mind. It's happened to me before. But it's like, hold on.
I got to my card that says trans. Let's talk about it. The position, like, look, other countries have national health services. The Democratic position is leave it up to parents, doctors. Just leave. It's not the government's decision. That's the Democratic position. What's wrong with that position?
Wait, say that again?
The Democratic position, right? Joe Biden.
Well, the Democratic position in this state has been that you can, the kid.
Yeah, but this stopped for no reason. But you don't know that. Why? Can we do like perspective analysis instead of retrospective analysis? So you're saying that if he stopped for a legitimate reason, then it's your fault. But if he stopped for no reason, then it's his fault? You don't know. You can't. That's not on. You can't make that determination when somebody slams on their brakes in front of you. You have no idea. Maybe he's having a fucking heart attack. You have no idea, right? Okay, stop.
And in this state has been that you can, the kid can, the school has the right to hide it from the parents. That is something that is not going to go well with the average voter. And again, I'm not even a parent, and I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Don't make me do this. Don't make me steel man any crazy trans shit. I'm not even a crazy trans person, all right? I'm a reasonable trans supporter. However, how much do teachers even like report to parents ordinarily anyway? Like, let's say that a teacher catches a boy flirting with a girl or passing a love note to a girl. Like, do teachers, would they tell the parents that? I guess they could sometimes, but I don't know if they have like a rule to. What if you find out that the teacher found a boy passing a note to another boy? Should the teacher report that to the parent because now the kid is gay? If they don't, are they hiding that from the parent? Like, I don't know. That's kind of like, as a parent, I want to know everything about my kid, obviously. Okay, put them in the fucking Fort Knox security state. But as a kid in school, I mean, like, is your teacher going to be really reporting every single fucking possible thing that... Also, does that create an environment where kids are afraid to tell their teachers things as well if the teachers are going to report it to... I don't know, man. I feel like this is not... Like, how many people does this affect? How many children in the United States turned trans in school without their parents being aware of it, where the teacher knew and could have intervened? Like, this is like such a... How much oxygen is given to these conversations? We're talking about like 7 kids here. How many people does this impact? It's so crazy. I don't know. Jesus Christ.
With the average voter. And again, I'm not even a parent, and I get it. Mm-hmm. Okay? I mean, I think the governor here used the word snitch. Now, if I'm wrong, I didn't say it. So I think I read that.
So there are delicate problems here. But wait, there's delicate problems here. And there's a delicate problem where you have a kid, all right, who is either non-binary or trans, who feels scared at home, feels unsafe at home. Those things do happen in the world. There are things that happen in the world. But for the most part, that's not what we're talking about. For the most part, what we're talking about is a teenager who has felt that they are they have a gender dysmorphia. So what they feel like is that
oh no, you mean dysphoria?
They feel deeply unhappy, depression, all really rampant.
Yes,
and they go to their parents.
They feel that, and then...
Okay. I understand it's all part of the great circle of trolls. If it affects so few kids, just agree and move on. Right, Destiny? Oh my God, Jake. That's totally what I said. Yes. If it's just a few kids, then that's fine. It's not like I was remarking on how much these conversations take up of our political discourse compared to how small they are. That's not what I wasn't remarking on the size of the thing. What I was saying is you should be able to harm or do whatever you want as long as there's a very few children involved. That's exactly what I was saying, Jake. Just brilliant call out there. You totally got my logical fallacy, dude. Nice.
Deeply unhappy, depression, all really rampant.
Yes.
And
do you think there is some social contagion that could influence kids to become trans in school? This is a total bullshit vibe check from me. I'm vibing on this one, but I feel like social contagion for fake trans people is probably insanely high. Social contagion for people who start going on hormones or pursue it more seriously is probably insanely low. That would be my guess. Like if I see somebody with dyed hair and a lot of piercings, and they're non-binary, that's social contagion, baby. Okay, every time. All right, 95%. And also, these are like 98% of trans people now are just new people that are like NBs or whatever. And like, oh yeah, bro, they them causing mayhem, yeah. But for people that are actually pursuing hormones and stuff, my guess would be the social contagion people willing to go that far is probably way lower. Would be my guess, my vibe guess.
They feel deeply unhappy, depression, all really rampant.
Yes,
and they go to their parents.
They feel that, and then they blame it on the thing that has been put in their mind way too much, that it may be because of you're in the wrong body, to put it probably wrongly, but
sure,
that we understand what that means. Okay. Now, it could be that case. When Trump said there's only two sexes, again, pendulum swinging way too far to stupidity. Okay. Obviously, sex is more complicated than just two sexes. There are people who absolutely, are quote unquote in the wrong body. But when you're a kid, when even a teenager, and you're that confused about everything and you have no idea and you're upset for many other reasons, the idea that they put it, let me just finish.
I'm not saying it.
I know. I can see you are ready. I can see you pulling back the bow.
Wait, predict before you check. I'm hoping you have the numbers. I'm not Googling this because I'm too lazy. In the last 5 years, what percentage of transgender is male to female, female to male, female to non-binary, or male to non-binary? My understanding is that like the male to female and female to male numbers are actually pretty close, even though online it's all male to female. I don't know why. But my understanding is that the numbers are pretty close in real life, and that male to non-binary is pretty low, maybe like twice as much as male to female or female to male. But the female to non-binary is like 100 times more. It's like 90% of all trans people are like fucking, or maybe not 90, but like 60 or 70% of all trans people are female to non-binary I think is my understanding. Somebody could Google it and find out, but.
And the fact that they put this in their head too much, that's my thing. Should you tell a kid, look, there's a default setting for humans, male and female, but there are variations. That's absolutely true. Some people are attracted to people of their own sex, and some people are actually in the quote-unquote wrong.
Wait, are NBs considered trans? Yes, that's why when conservatives tell you about the trans epidemic on college campuses, it does look like an epidemic if you see it's like 20% of college kids are trans, but like 98% of them or whatever are like fucking non-binary. That's what they're referring to. Back when I did my whole trans arc, and the Vosh manifesto combo or whatever, when I was soliciting emails from my audience, that was that situation was totally illusory. No, not illusory. It was hidden from me. I didn't know that at all. But so many emails I got where there are no trans spaces on college campuses anymore because they are predominantly, overwhelmingly occupied by non-binary women who don't have hormones and aren't doing surgeries or anything like that. That was like an overwhelming amount of emails that I got seemed to reiterate those 2 points. But somebody linked a trans survey, page 13. Oh, this says 30% are non-binary femmes, 8% are non-binary males, and 25% are trans men, 35% are trans women. Wait, gender identity by sex assigned at birth. Oh, based on what they're assigned at birth, I see. Well, this one says that trans people make up 60% and NBs are 38%. I feel like the graph that I saw before was for college-aged people. I thought that it was like massively skewed towards, I wonder what the demographics are here. I thought it was massively skewed towards NBs. That's the last thing I remember reading, but we'll see if this breaks it down by age. Hold on. Destiny, wasn't trolling you. Isn't your point that it should get less airtime because it's such an inconsequential issue? If so, why would it be a bad idea to just agree and move on? I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea to agree and move on. I would for this, I guess. But I mean, like, it just sucks that Republicans get to lead the conversation on everything. I wonder if this breaks anything down by age. Hold on.
Are attracted to male and female, but there are variations. That's absolutely true. Some people are attracted to people of their own sex, and some people are actually in the quote-unquote wrong body, and that does happen. But the amount that they emphasize this, I compared it once on my show to entrapment.
So
see, there you go.
I disagree. I'm sorry. Is that not the end? Is it?
No,
I thought entrapment had a period at the end.
Could I explain it?
Yes,
though?
explain. I mean, I think we all get it, but yeah, explain it. Entrapment.
I don't think everybody does get it.
Okay, explain it.
Okay. Well, what is entrapment? Entrapment is when you suggest something to people that they weren't ordinarily going to do. I use the example of after 9/11. The FBI got caught basically entrapping some people, which is what they went to people who were excuse me, I'm not done.
Right.
This is, and there's another universe where I'm Bill Maher, okay? Bill Maher. Because I feel like he's relatively independent. I feel like he does think his things through, even though I super disagree with him on some things. I respect that he has his own mind at least. There is a legitimate point that he brings up that we never really get to discuss because conservatives are way too unhinged about it and progressives just don't want to ever address it. But like, if you have a kid and they do have issues, if you thrust the trans thing in front of them, I'm sure there are going to be some that grapple with that and then they deal with their problems because now they think they're trans because you've told them that. I'm sure that happens. Just like some people probably do it with ADHD medication, some people probably do it with SSRI, some people probably do it with a whole litany of different potential diagnoses. The idea that this is impossible seems kind of dumb to me. But I mean, this is the thing you would just have to follow the research to figure out like what's the best way to bring it up, you know? This is why I think that, not to bring up old memes, this is why I think that like having Discord servers where adults are talking to children and talking about like cracking the egg and shit, I think is really pernicious. I don't think that's good at all. I think that can lead to a whole bunch of, because why would you know if a person is trans or not? Like you could be talking them into it without even realizing it, so.
I'm sorry. You're right. You're right. Honestly, that was rude. That was rude. That was rude. Bill, finish. You're explaining how being trans is like being recruited into Al Qaeda.
Well, that's glib and
absolutely 100% glib. Stupid and glib.
It is.
Yes.
Because it's not true.
Right.
And you didn't even let me get through the
You're
thing.
right.
And now I got to go.
You're just going to leave? We're in the middle of a debate.
Yeah. No. Okay. I'll finish this. Entrapment. Like, okay, so they go to somebody, they go to a group of guys. They did this in a group of poor black guys in Miami and were unhappy with America. And, you know, hey, wouldn't it be great if we blew up the Sears Tower in Chicago? And these guys didn't even have a gun. And it's like, yeah, I hate America, or I got problems with America. That does sound kind of cool. And hey, well, we can get you the explosives. That's entrapment. Okay? You put an idea in people's heads that wouldn't have been there otherwise. Do I think in most of America they did that in schools? I don't. But I think in enough of them, in enough far left places, they did constantly have this idea in the minds of children that maybe you're not in the right body. I mean,
I don't like him using the word entrapment. That's way too loaded for this. But I really wish that Bill had done the What is a Woman documentary. It was or is a genuine issue, but it was made a joke because Walsh is a clown. Yeah, maybe actually it would have been interesting to see him do that.
New England Journal of Medicine advocated for taking sex off of a birth certificate, I believe. It was like, you're assigned sex.
Assigned sex at birth. Yeah.
You're assigned.
I think that's right.
I was assigned it by my, when I was born. Yes, and again, to tell kids, it doesn't always have to be, and isn't always the default setting, but that's a different mentality than they put in the minds of kids. And that's why this debate goes on. And the fact that you think, or a lot of people on the left think that even if you just have this debate, it makes you a bigot, you just have to roll over. You asked about the Biden administration. That was their position. If you even question this, you're some sort of a bigot. And this is new science, and it has to do with children, and it's not going to look good in the future, that position.
Can I just respond to something?
Now you can.
Now I can respond? All right. Can you just all right, let's just do, there's a lot. You definitely said your piece.
Just say your bullshit while I'm in the bathroom.
Just stay for 1 second.
Okay, I'm kidding.
Unbelievable.
I'm kidding.
All right, no. Okay, a lot of things there. First of all, this is going to sound confrontational. For a long time, people said, older gay people are recruiting kids to be gay. And they wouldn't really be gay. It was they were being recruited, they were being groomed, that they were being drawn. That was their conservative position. The Christian right position for a long time was the reason you don't want to have gay teachers is they're going to recruit. That the gay lifestyle is going to look so enticing and so exciting that it's going to bring these poor defenseless boys, they mostly boys, into the gay lifestyle and destroy their lives. But of course, that wasn't true. Really, all gay teachers were an example. Right?
Yeah.
Look, there are a few examples of people getting older and realizing that they shouldn't have transitioned. That happens. It's real. That's real.
Yeah, more than a few.
But there are also really important surgeries that people get for their heart, and they go wrong, and somebody dies. And nobody says we must stop the cardiologists. No one says we must stop the surgeons. We say,
That's your analogy?
Well, my analogy is only that. Wait, let me finish.
I'm just.
If somebody says something is disanalogous, you should have to show why, demonstrate. What's the difference? Why is this analogy not legitimate? I hate when people just don't want to tango with an analogy. It's very fucking annoying.
No one says we must stop the surgeons. We say,
That's your analogy?
Well, my analogy is only that. Wait, let me finish.
I'm just.
Can I finish?
Yes.
Is it my turn to talk?
No, you're right.
And what you say is, let's make sure that this version of it is being practiced well. We don't get rid of the specific surgery. We don't throw out a whole field of medicine. We say, let's make sure we're doing it in a way that's healthy. The science, the research, all right, makes clear that yes, there are exceptions. Yes, there are people practicing it in ways that maybe go too far. But for the most part, study after study shows that gender-affirming care saves. Wait, I'm talking. It's my turn. I was so quiet for so long after I interrupted a few times. But once I stopped talking, boy, I was good at it. And that gender-affirming care saves a lot of lives. And the truth is, we talk about these edge cases, talk about athletes, talk about locker rooms, but for the most part, what we're talking about is a very small group of people that just want the opportunity to live and express themselves. And there is a war on that group of people from the right to make salient extreme cases, edge cases, not for the purpose of stopping those, but for doing what the Trump administration is doing entirely, which is stopping all gender-affirming care altogether and making trans people fucking nervous when they have to pee at the airport.
See, this is the annoying thing for conservatives, and it's the game that you have to play when you're a Democrat. The game is that, like it was even just said in chat, and I even agreed with it, and I shouldn't have. The game is, shouldn't you just disavow the crazy edge cases so that it doesn't make you look bad and blah, 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 blah. Okay, fuck you. Why don't they have to disavow their crazy edge cases so that they can come forward with a good faith argument? Because what John is saying here is true, and it's always the most difficult part of dealing with anything on the fucking right? Look at lab leak. What was the lab leak theory? The lab leak theory was that China intentionally created a virus in a lab to kill people in the West and then leaked it intentionally, all right? Now that all of the bullshit has fallen away, we've gotten further from that, we never found any evidence supporting that. Now, hold on, wait, lab leak? No. Lab leak, that was just the theory that there was gain-of-function research going on and everybody there was good faith, but like accidentally it broke containment protocol and then the disease spread. That was always lab leak. Bullshit! Fuck you. That is absolutely not what lab leak originally was. The right wing will surround themselves, and they will be like 90% conspiratorial, and like 5 to 10% will have like legitimate arguments. Like Bill Maher here is giving legitimate cause for concern. We're like, okay, well, let's think about like this kid's trans thing. But the vast majority of conservatives, they don't believe in any of this shit. They use these other arguments under the guise of caring about trans children or caring about whatever. But the reality is they just don't believe in trans people, period. They just don't want any trans people. And if you want to have that position, fine, but then have it, because when they take up these other softer positions, then the people that legitimately hold those softer positions, they end up feeling mind fucked. And I don't even blame those people for feeling mind fucked. It's happened to me before. But it's like, hold on, when I have this edge position or this nuanced position, I really do have a nuanced position, guys. I'm not one of the people pretending to have a nuanced position, but I'm actually a fucking radical. I really do have this position, you know? It's so fucking annoying.
Right? Which is the end result of all this.
And of course, that's awful, and I agree with all that, except the part about the studies. There was a very big story this year. It was in the front page of the New York Times. Mm-hmm. A woman, I forget her name, and she had done, like it was a 10-year study, did not release it on purpose because she said it would weaponize the argument from the other side. So in other words, it came out not the way you wanted the study to come out. Yeah. Not what you said, that it's, all the studies show that. No, it is a mixed bag. That's true. Okay. Some people, yes, it's the right thing. But to take that risk at that age before you know shit about anything, yeah.
I think you would have to, I feel like there's probably more to that statement. Although it is possible because some people say some retarded fucking shit. But like, if you're doing a study and the results are like fucked or whatever, but there are like other inferences you could draw from the study that you weren't actually testing for, you shouldn't release that study. It would be irresponsible. It's basically like a bastardized version of p-hacking at that point. Like you can't really...
Yes, sometimes it's pretty obvious that this should... It's a very hard call to make. And again, this was a very long study, very thorough, and they wouldn't release it because it came out with the wrong conclusion.
But the reason but because it is a hard question. Because it is a serious question.
Right.
It is a...
I wish I don't wish I knew more details because I don't want to fucking go read all that bullshit, but...
Personal question. I don't want Donald Trump deciding. I want parents and doctors.
Well, you just said parents can get shut out.
Well, I don't think parents should get shut out. There are rare exceptions to that. Look, we all believe that parents should have decisions over their children, but we also recognize that some parents do such a bad fucking job that the kids are in danger. That happens outside of trans issues. That happens all the time. It's terrible. Some parents are fucking terrible. Somehow the fact that there are terrible parents in the world gets erased on these questions. Do I think that schools should, as a baseline, be keeping a secret from parents? Of fucking course not. No one thinks that.
Well,
no one thinks
apparently that's not true. People do think that. And there is no perfect answer to this. It's as many nutty questions, the least bad answer.
And the least bad answer is to not let the government decide from above. It's just to leave it up to people and parents and the kids and the doctors. Right? You want the government to ban gender-affirming care for kids?
You want to lose every election. Just keep coming down on the side of parents coming in second in a who gets to decide what goes on with my kid contest.
First of all, I'm not talking about winning or losing election. I agree with all that, but I'm just talking about the issue itself. What did that card say?
Can I take this one home as a souvenir? I'm going to put it in my scrapbook.
Let me see if I hit all my points that I wanted to make about this.
Boy. Like they don't even see. Couldn't they have started? It says, my guest this week is Southern Political Content Secretary Bill Maher. Bill, couldn't they have started this on the next card? Don't you think that word Bill should have been started on the next card?
No,
I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble.
Let's not. You gotta go. That's it. You're just leaving.
Yeah, I'm just leaving.
Bill Maher, everybody.
Thank you.
Damn. Peace.